Okay, today we're going to learn how to graph a line with an equation. Okay, so we've got y equals mx plus b. That's our equation. Here's our graph. You need to find the slope between 2 points, point 1 and point 2. And I choose those points because they're lattice. They go through the graph really nice. So I draw my slope triangle down 2 over 4. Okay, that is the slope between 2 points. So my slope, which is rise over run, equals -2 over 4. And we can also write it reduced as -1 over 2. Your y-intercept, which goes right here, is where your line crosses the y-axis, the up and down. So here's where your line crosses the axis, at 1. So my final equation is y equals -1/2 x plus 1. Okay, and here's how you graph an equation given that equation. Okay, so again, this number touching x is your slope. Okay, and this number by itself is your y-intercept. So this is also known as our starting point. That's where you want to start your graph. Okay, so that's the first point that I'm going to plot on my y-axis because that's where the line crosses the y-axis. From that point, I'm going to do my slope. So my slope is 2, which means that's my rise. And it might look like there's not a run, but we know that we can always write any whole number over the number 1. So really, from my y-intercept, I'm going to rise 2, run 1. Rise 2, run 1. And draw my line through it. Okay, this one down here actually already has a fraction for us, so that's kind of nice. And here's my negative y-intercept, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, slope is rise over run. So you're going to go up 2 over 5. If you had a negative slope, then you would go down 2 over 5. And the last thing that we're going to do in this video is find the slope between 2 points without using a graph. So remember, slope is delta y over delta x, change in the y values over change in the x values. So right here, if I do -5 minus 10, I'm going to get -15. You could also just think, what's the change from -5 to 10? It's going up 15. Don't worry about the signs right now because it will even out in the end. Now I want to find my delta y. So the difference between 7 and 1 is that it goes down 6. You could also do the math, 7 minus 1, which would be +6. So see how the signs even out. Here I had a negative, there I had a positive. Here I had a positive, there I had a negative. So either way, there was only one negative, which means your slope is -6 over 15. I could reduce that further by dividing both the top and the bottom by 3 and get -2 over 5.